on a sunny and gorgeous Tuesday morning. Welcome on into the Animal House. Brought to you by Bet Rivers. It's the Bullpen with Bull and Fox. Welcome, everybody. Dustin's been sick for about a month.
I have been.
Finally getting it together. I don't know what's happening.
It's the
Can't
worst.
kick this, whatever, as COVID.
It was COVID, man.
Yeah.
It was the absolute worst. And it was not like what I thought COVID was supposed to be anymore. I mean, I have had COVID. This is my third time I've had it.
Yeah.
And
this was the worst one.
I don't even know how. I was vaccinated and boosted and all that stuff, but I've got it 3 times now.
Yeah.
And this time was not a lung thing at all. I wasn't even really sick. It was more about a flu, or it was my belly and my body had these aches, man. It was so bad. We got to Boston. I drove my family. Actually, Sarah ended up driving almost the whole way that first night. And you and I were supposed to do the podcast.
Yeah.
When we got there.
Day.
This was on Thursday the 11th.
Right.
You and I were supposed to do a podcast together. I text you. I'm like, dude, I'm dead, man.
Yeah.
I can't. And from that moment on, I didn't leave the bed in Boston for almost a week.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. Kick the final. It's always hard to kick that final bit out. It likes to linger there at the end. But my
body's not. I'm 90%. I just played tennis this morning and yesterday, and it's I feel like I'm sort of there, but it's I'm not 100%.
Well, I got something that's 100%.
Yeah, what do you got?
100% that you're going to be on Tuesdays from now on.
Yeah, there we go. It's a better day.
Part of the reason for that, I know it's better for your schedule. Also, it's closer to when we just we'll have football games, obviously, and we can get the Tuesday reaction.
I feel like Tuesday's a better day to react than Monday, because we have that extra day to buffer, and it's not so reactive to just the game that just happened. We have an extra 24 hours to actually digest it and be not overly panicky or excited, one way or the other.
That's right. And today's also a good day because it's the first day of training camp for the veterans. The rookies have been here for a few days. What? That's painful?
Yeah.
You don't like the thought of going to training camp?
So the thought and idea of training camp and actually reporting, and when I see these videos online that all the teams will post of the players, getting out of their SUVs and carrying their bags into the dorm rooms or the hotel, wherever they're staying, it just makes me want to vomit. Because, and it's not to compare it to what guys in the military do, but it's in our mind, it's the hardest thing we have to go through in life. So it is very difficult, and you have to leave your family. I mean, there's a lot of things that I guess are kind of similar, but a boot camp kind of thing. And it just signifies the year's over. There's pressure. For a guy like me, it was always pressure going to camp, because in 3 weeks, basically, you're going to determine your career, your future, all these things. So it's still, even 20 plus years later, makes me gives me anxiety, actually.
Yeah, I bet a lot of players feel that way, both current and former players in this situation. The podcast brought to you, of course, by Bet Rivers. And let me just tell you, folks, that get extra value this summer with prop packs exclusively at Bet Rivers. Opt into the prop packs promotion for your chance to earn profit boosts, bonus credits, and more when you place MLB same-game parlays. See the Bet River app for full details and tear into the action. Speaking of betting on baseball, Betting Weekly Hardball coming your way at 2 p.m. today with Doug Kazarian and myself. So we'll get you ready for all the games on the docket today and talk a little bit about the Guardians later in the show. But with camp starting, let's talk about some of the biggest storylines here, Dustin. And I'm actually not going to start with quarterback, even though that is a big storyline. But the biggest storyline to me heading into camp is this Quinshon Judkins situation, because I think we all felt that he was the guy in this draft that was most likely to make a big impact immediately, because for whatever reason, running backs seem to transition quicker to the NFL than really any other position. Most of your great running backs in the NFL are great the second they get to the NFL, or the second at least they're given their first opportunity in the NFL. Not that they don't get better, but you very rarely see a running back that's a high draft pick that stinks for 2 years and then gets good somewhere else, or the third year. You don't really see it. And so Quinshon Judkins, who was drafted 35th or 36th overall, I think the third wide receiver, running back, I believe, we thought he'd make a big impact right away, and now he's going to make no impact right away. And he's unsigned. He's not coming to camp. He's dealing with a court issue that, if it's true, it's, obviously, we don't know for sure. We weren't there. But if what he's accused of is true, it's pretty horrible. And he might make no impact this year. And the Browns got to be devastated by that.
I mean, it's crazy because, we always get on the Browns for not taking Ohio State guys, and they've Mike Hall, another one,
Yep.
Judkins, Denzel's obviously been a great one,
Yeah.
but it's frustrating because they finally go out and take a guy that is, we all believe, a hell of a player, and maybe he'll turn out to be a great player in the pros, and this gets swept under the rug or whatever. I just hope that whatever is the truth here, and everything just kind of gets handled in the right way. But in terms of football, he's got to settle his off the field stuff and figure it out. And he's not signed, so the Browns don't owe him any money right now.
Right.
They will. I mean, eventually when he signs. But
yeah,
I don't know. So it's a weird situation. It's one thing I'll say about it. It's like one distraction the Browns don't need.
No doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, they've had so many distractions. Obviously, year after year, there's always something, and it's another thing they don't need. And you could argue the Browns, that could have been. It felt like that could be a position of strength this year, and now you don't know. I mean, now you're talking about Jerome Ford, who's been, an okay back for the Browns in his first few years, but nothing special. And this is his last year with the Browns, at least under this current contract. And Dylan Sampson, who they drafted in the 4th round this year. Obviously, he had a lot of success in college. We'll see how he translates. Pierre Strong is still here, too. But that backfield on paper doesn't look it looks way less formidable than it did with Quinshon Judkins.
Well, every backfield that you look at and you say, man, we got 3 guys back there. Well, all of a sudden you take away the main guy, you don't have as deep a backfield as you thought. And so that's a little bit of a concern right now, especially for the Browns. As we all know, they're going to be probably limited quarterback, whether they play a veteran who will be limited just from a standpoint of physicality because he's old and Flacco, or you've got a guy that's a rookie who's going to be limited mentally with what you can do. So you're trying to have a strong running game. And we heard Joel Batonian talk about how they want to basically be the old Browns, like the AFC Central days. That's what we kind of think they need to be. Well, without Judkins, I mean, this offense changes dynamically and drastically, probably more so in a negative way.
Did you? How much did you see of Dylan Sampson at Tennessee? Do you feel like you have a good feel for him or no?
Dylan Sampson at Tennessee. I saw. I mean, I watched probably several games and over multiple years, and I did his spring game prior to his last year at Tennessee. And
so
I thought it was gonna be like a 1st-round pick, honestly.
So there's a chance he takes that I'm assuming Jerome Ford's going to be the starter for whatever that's worth in week 1. But it does seem like Dylan Sampson has a chance to, when he gets his opportunity, take hold of this job. He's a talented player.
No, he's a really talented player. I mean, I thought he was a 3rd round. He was 4th-round pick. So I mean, the guy was SEC Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, and that's a position I talked about earlier, that running backs, when they're good, often hit the ground running. It's also a position where you unlike quarterback and some other positions, you routinely see guys drafted 4th, 5th, 6th round that end up being really good players. Chase Brown of the Bengals. I mean, he was drafted, I can't remember what round, but he was drafted late, at least 3rd or 4th.
Hey, by the way, did your boy sign, or is he going to go back to college?
The whole thing's stupid. Listen,
you and I haven't talked, so I don't even know your opinion.
Well, no, he's not. He can't. He's not going back to college. I don't even think he can. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that.
I think because he hasn't signed a contract, he can.
Oh, I thought once you were drafted. But here's the thing: the Bengals in the Trey Hendrickson situation, they've screwed that up royally. I completely blame them on that. To me, the Shamar Stewart situation, that's on him, not the Bengals. And I trust me, I'll kill the Bengals for a million different things. I have. But to me, basically the argument here is there's some language they have in the contract that if he gets in trouble off the field, that some of his money becomes not guaranteed. I don't have a problem with that. I wouldn't. If you get in trouble off the field, your money shouldn't be guaranteed.
I don't know how hard it is to like that. That is the easiest thing to bet on yourself. It requires no talent. It's just like, hey, don't F it up.
Exactly. Listen, I blame the Bengals for they cost themselves a lot of money with Chase and Higgins by waiting an extra year. They have royally botched the Trey Hendrickson situation. I'm pissed that still pissed they let Jesse Bates walk a few years ago. I'll kill him for a million things, but the Shamar Stewart thing, he's getting bad advice. Apparently, he's got an agent that has very few clients and has given questionable advice in the past. So who knows? But yeah, but that situation is obviously a mess. But getting back to the Browns and
the running back situation there with Sampson probably being the bell cow to start the year if he has to be.
Yeah.
The only concern is he's undersized, and so I think we always assume that an undersized back just won't hold up. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. He's kind of a bowling ball type of guy because he's 5'8", about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
The NFL comparison, if you go back look at some of his draft prospects, people thought one comp he had was Brian Westbrook, which I play with Brian in Philadelphia. Yeah. Hell of a player, really undersized guy. He played at Villanova, but had a really good career for a really good team, went to Super Bowl and all that stuff. So I think that, and Westbrook was a guy that was not like an every down back, but I felt like he was close to it, in Philadelphia. Split some time with Corral Buckhalter there with the Eagles, the Birds.
Would you, if you're the Browns, it doesn't seem like they're going to do this right now, but I wonder if at some point they might consider bringing in a veteran. There's some interesting veterans that could help with at least some of the load here. You got Jamal Williams as a free agent still, Gus Edwards, Jeff Wilson, Amir Abdullah, Chase Edmonds, Jermichael Hasty, and former Brown, a few former Browns, Dearness Johnson, Deontay Foreman, John Kelly, but especially like Jamal Williams, Gus Edwards, Amir Abdullah, those guys have had, and they're all older. Amir Abdullah's 32, Jamal Williams and Gus Edwards are 30. So I don't know what they've got left in the tank, those guys. But it wasn't, especially Jamal Williams, it wasn't that long ago that guy it was, I think 2 years ago, he still had a big season. I would think about maybe adding one of those guys, maybe. I'd really want to give Dylan Sampson an opportunity here, but if they don't feel like he can be a bell cow back, then I would consider bringing in one of those guys at some point.
You have Zeke Elliott out there as well.
Oh, yeah. Why did I not see him on the list?
So, I mean, I don't know what he has left in the tank, but
yeah, I mean, he at this point, but at the very least, Zeke can get you that 4th and inches, can get you that goal line.
I promise you this much: I was just on a cruise with him about I don't know 4 months ago,
right?
And I still wouldn't want to tackle him. So, just saying.
Yeah, he's
still
in
looks
great
pretty
shape.
like I don't know what kind of shape he's in. He looks like he's in good shape.
Right. Yeah, it'd be something to keep an eye on. I like the idea of giving Dylan Sampson an opportunity, but I think some of those veteran backs that could, be a short yard, kind of like the role Kareem Hunt played here his last year, might not be a bad idea.
Naheem Hines, nice little third down back.
Yeah, I know, but he was here last. He was hurt the whole season. He's missed 2 years in a row, so I'll trust him to stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, you said Gus Edwards, right? Jamal Williams.
I said I think Gus Edwards, Amir Abdullah, Jamal Williams, and Zeke Elliott. I think those guys.
Those are the guys. I mean, Deontay Foreman's on there too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all those guys could be options, and really, you could bring them in. And if something happens with Judkins where he gets cleared or whatever and comes back, then those guys just get cut.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's talk about. But before we get to the next storyline here, let's see what some of the fans have to say so far. Will Y Productions says, "Damn Bull, that was good. That was my longest live in a while.
Almost as long as my the wedding live you did.
That's true. That was a long one too.
It was a good one.
Thank you. Was hoping I would.
I've watched it now twice, by the way.
I love it. You got the whole everything on video, like the whole wedding.
Yeah, I can send to you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
It's great. I mean, it's fun to watch the reception. The reception's like an hour condensed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's a solid 20 minutes of just, kind of edits of the dance floor.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch.
They do a good job with that stuff. That is fun. Evan419 says, thought my car was about to start flying. Damn, Bull. Thank you. Sam Hill with the Bull and Fox emojis. Marketville says, Fox, have you watched the Marketville Sports Ball special? I don't even know what that is.
The Marketville? What is that?
I don't know. It's hilarious. We make fun of Stephen A. Smith, Taylor Swift, Bernie Kosar. Oh, he's trying to promote his own show.
Oh,
okay. Z says he thinks Shamar Stewart can go back to college, but the Bengals keep his rights. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. Eddie, the baseball questions I'll get to later. Jim says I don't think he can go back to college. Let's see. Anyway, that's that. Let's talk about the quarterback situation next. And now with training camp starting, we're really going to get into the serious competition here. And by the way, I should remind folks that not only can you watch us on YouTube, you can also watch us on Twitter. And we got a lot of people watching on Twitter. We're on, well, what are other things we're on again? Twitch and Facebook. I'll be honest, I don't even really know what Twitch is. What is Twitch?
It's an app that people stream when they game. So like you can see yourself like this in the little picture-in-picture, and also watch you play like Call of Duty, Warzone, whatever these games these kids play.
Do you use it?
Fortnite? No, I don't use it.
No. Does your son use it, or no? That's not appropriate for young kids?
Well, I mean, I know what it is. I've been on it before. I've watched things on it. I just never used it to stream myself.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So the quarterback situation. Do you believe, Dustin, that it is truly a four-man competition, or is it really two-man competitions? Is it a veteran to be the starter and the rookie battle to be who's the 2 and 3? Do you believe that, or do you think the rookies actually have a chance to start?
Anything I say right now is all based on nothing I've seen. Just as an opinion. Like,
right.
I think most likely it's going to be Flacco's job to lose, and then at some point you'll probably see a rookie play. Now,
right. Yeah.
You said, is it a four-man job? Could it be a four-man job? Sure, it could be a four-man job, because who knows? If all four of these guys come to camp and decide that they want to put in the time to know the playbook and play well, like if it's a really good competition, then it's going to be a competition. Adam, we don't have a quarterback. Like, you're not in a position to turn away a talented player.
Yeah.
If he's playing well, he's going to play. Like, period. There's no doubt that whoever wins the job or looks the best. Now, obviously, reps will be determined by who's playing well in camp and all that stuff. But man, if you got a guy like Gabriel that all of a sudden is lights out in camp, he's going to play. Like, he's going to play. Could be Kenny Pickett, same thing. So I think that there is some validity to the fact that there's a four-man race. Yes, of course, you don't have a quarterback, but most likely it's going to be Flacco's job to lose, I think.
I think it's a great point. It would really be stupid of the Browns to not give
everyone
both
a chance,
rookies.
dude.
Yeah,
give Adam the Bull a chance. I don't give a rip.
That would be funny. That would be the upset special. I'm 1,000,000 to 1 to be the week 1 starter. They owe it to everybody on that roster to give everybody a fair opportunity, because you never know. Yes, it's easy for us to all say on paper that Joe Flacco gives them the best chance to win because he has the most experience. He's the only one that's played for this coach. There's a lot of reasons why Joe Flacco's probably the best guy, but we don't know that for sure. We don't know. Like, obviously, Shedeur Sanders has a lot of talent, and if his name were Joe Schmo, he probably would have been drafted in the 2nd round. And Dylan Gabriel, the Browns obviously saw something in him. There's a lot of hype out there about him being able to process very quickly, and that's something that I wouldn't take lightly. I mean, a quarterback having, he may not have the height that we're looking for in a quarterback, but a very smart quarterback who can process super quick, that's an advantage that not every quarterback has. So everybody should have a true shot at this job because, as you said, there's nobody that's played well enough in Cleveland that should be handed the job, and that includes Joe Flacco, who's in his 40s.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. Nobody's handed the job.
Right.
I mean, no one's making too much money. No one's been drafted too high. Like, there's no other reason why any of these guys would play other than they won the job and they performed the best. Period.
That's it. It's pretty simple. I think one other storyline I want to hit on here is the fact, and it's really kind of crazy. Mason Graham has got to be the least talked about top 5 pick in Browns history. We barely ever talk about him. He plays obviously a fairly nondescript position at defensive tackle, a position that there's not a lot of stats to tell you how good a guy is. Plus, you throw in all the quarterback stuff, and you throw in the fact that the Browns traded down, and a lot of fans, myself included, wanted Travis Hunter. But he's got no hype. But I'll tell you, he needs to make an impact. And it's hard for a defensive tackle to make an impact right away. But fair or not, a lot of people are looking
he's
at
going to make an impact right away.
You think
I
so?
guarantee it. He's going to make an impact right away.
Good. I mean, he's a top 5 pick. He better.
I think he's going to surprise a lot of people because, number one, he plays on the interior of the defensive line.
Yeah.
So you kind of get hidden in terms of, like, we're not going to notice him that much unless he's making disruptive plays or, getting his ass kicked, which I don't think is going to happen because he's just not that guy.
Yeah.
He's too talented. Myles Garrett is going to draw all the attention.
Yes.
If for 1 second the guard is lowered by whoever we're playing against on the offensive line, like, good luck, man. This kid's really talented.
So does it make sense that, like, are Mason Graham and Myles Garrett, should they be lined up right next to each other?
You're asking the wrong guy about that. That's a scheme thing. Jim Schwartz would be able to tell you about. Those players could tell you about that. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the defensive line. I know that obviously Myles Garrett is going to create some attention and take some attention away from Mason Graham, and vice versa. I mean, if Graham is making plays, then all of a sudden they're going to have to pay some attention to him, and that's going to just take a little bit off of Myles Garrett. And I think if you're Garrett, you're like, I'll take any relief I can possibly get at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even if it leads to a few less double teams, because he gets double teamed more than any player in the entire league.
Yep,
he is the best defensive lineman in the entire league, and for the most part, Mason Graham is going to have a lot of one-on-one opportunities because it's going to take a lot for teams to not double-team Myles Garrett for another player. I mean, that's just unlikely to happen, especially often. So Mason Graham is going to have a great opportunity because he's, on other teams, if he didn't have a great edge, well, let's double-team this top 5 pick because he's really good. We can't double-team him because Myles Garrett's right here, and he's the best pass rusher in football. So it's a tough spot for it. If Mason Graham is as good as you think he's going to be, as good as the Browns think he's going to be, this could be the Browns' best defensive line in his
Put it this way. There's going to be somebody in the defensive backfield this year that if they were playing on another team, they would be like an average player.
Yeah.
But this year they're going to have like 5 picks. Just watch. It'll be somebody. Right. I mean, and not Denzel. I'm saying somebody else. Right. They're just going to be able to make plays because I'm telling you, this pass rush is going to be nasty.
All right. I like the enthusiasm. I like the optimism. Yeah. Hopefully that will pan out. All right. A couple of comments from fans. Dog Chomp says, the Browns have shown us they have no interest in Shedeur playing anytime soon. All signs point to him being a project longer-term quarterback, which I don't agree with. I think it's too early to say that. Mansa says, welcome back, Fox. Z says, Bull got a cannon for an arm. I do not. I definitely do not have a cannon for an arm. Joshua says, hey, Bull, I just heard you say on the Ultimate Guardian show you're going to see the Cubs in Toronto. My wife and I will be at the Wednesday game as part of our honeymoon. Hope we run into you there. Hey, congratulations. Yeah, we're going to the Wednesday game. That's cool. Maybe see you there, Joshua. Jim Eagle says Tony Rizzo isn't going to make it to week 1. Why? What's Tony Rizzo losing his mind about? I don't know. Michael Freed.
What they still? Is it the really big show still?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Dude, I have not listened to a lot of local talk radio since
No.
I left the fan.
Neither have I. I met so many fans, by the way. I have people say to me all the time, I miss you and Fox on the radio. And I'm like, we're doing podcasts now.
I miss the show, too.
Yeah.
I just don't miss the hours.
Yeah, no, certainly not. But I was at Crocker Park this weekend. I took my son and 3 of his friends. Well, I dropped them off at the movies, right? They wanted to see Superman.
I heard it sucked.
No, everybody. Who told you it sucked?
Universally.
What? It's got great reviews. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay.
Let's look at Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody loves it.
Dude, Francesa, you see his thing about it? It was actually the one thing that everyone was like, Mike Francesa is spot on this. I didn't see the movie. I'm just telling you what people are saying.
Well, people, you listen to the wrong people because on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 83% from the critics and a 92% from fans. So that's a vocal minority who don't like it. But I didn't see it. My son went with his friends, and they loved it. I went to another movie while they were in Superman, and I walked out of the movie because I wasn't interested in watching. It was just bad. But so I'm waiting outside the theater. I'm just hanging out. I had like 10 people come up to me. I'm just sitting by the movie theater in an hour. It was so weird. I mean, I meet people all the time that recognize me, but just so many people in such a short period of time. And like 5 of them are like, "Oh, you got to bring Bull and Fox back to the radio." I'm like, "We're not going back to the radio. Watch YouTube." You know, with the older fans, sometimes they're a little. It's weird for them to get used to YouTube or whatever. But maybe now that we're doing it's on Twitter as well.
Listen,
people get more
you can still get your fix of us just like once a week with this, and then with UCSS every day. Adam's on, and I'm on. I'm going to be on twice, by the way, during the fall. So basically, like we'll do the show right now at 9:00 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then I'll be with you again in an hour and a half downtown.
That's right. Yeah.
For UCSS in football season.
That's right.
And we might be doing some Brown stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So stick around for that. Glad Sam says glad Dustin's on the men. Great to have the Animal House together.
Thank you.
Yes. One last thing. Guardians win again yesterday. Obviously, they're playing much better baseball. Back to within a game under 500. I got to give Jose Ramirez more love because this guy's unbelievable. He has no help around him. All he does is put up magnificent numbers. He's got an 885 OPS. He had his 20th home run yesterday. Only 55 ribbies because they don't put enough guys on base ahead of him. Quan came back. People were killing Quan for missing 3 games. Folks were completely out of line with Quan. If you watched the Ultimate Guardian show yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. Playing the All-Star game maybe cost him 1 game in the regular season. He was going to have an injection on Tuesday. He had an injection on his arm on Wednesday instead of Tuesday because he played in the All-Star game. Don't begrudge a guy playing in the All-Star game. Comes back, his first game back, gets on base 5 out of 6 times. 2 singles and 3 walks in 6 trips to the plate. Angel Martinez played much better lately, and Kyle Manzardo, who I've been screaming every day, should be playing every day, hit his 16th home run, and his OPS is up to 748. While not great, well above average now. It's too bad the rest of the lineup still stinks, but good job by the Guardians yesterday. And they'll continue their series of Baltimore tonight. All right, thanks to Z and Max for producing today. Thanks to all of you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you check out the Bet Rivers app. Dustin, when are you on the tennis show next?
Monday. Every Monday I'm on Betting Weekly Tennis on Mondays at 1:00.
Yep.
With Mitch Michaels.
And I'll be on this week. I'm Betting Weekly Hardball today, Thursday, and Friday at 2:00 today with Doug Kazarian. Until then, we'll see you next time. Where else but right here? It's the Animal House, Bull and Fox, the Bullpen. We'll talk to you next time from Bet Rivers.